Well, I just wanted to thank everybody here at Living Arts that helped me get this together. Because this has been a real. This last month has been really rough for me. So I had a lot of last-minute stuff that I needed to get done, and everybody has been right there with me to help me do it. Let's see. I wanted to start out with, first of all, I know that sometimes people at events like this, we're talking about homelessness, and you're expecting probably me to give you some statistics, which I will not do, because number one, I'm not a statistician and I don't like all those numbers. And number two is I don't ever want to encourage anybody to think of people as numbers on a graph or a chart. Because when we're dealing with individuals who are homeless, we're dealing with people, not numbers. And when you see somebody who's homeless, I want you to think of them as a person and not as a statistic. So I will not be giving you any numbers or percentages. The artwork that I chose to use that you see here, and that's on your programs and that was on our flyers, is a painting that was done by Gary Bullock. And I don't know who Gary Bullock is, but this painting was donated to the Church of the Restoration Unitarian Universalists. And it is located on Greenwood, in the historic area of Greenwood. And they gave me permission to use this artwork for this occasion. I'm going to do one poem first, and then I'm going to turn it over. This poem is called Etiquette. I was a case manager at the Day Center for the Homeless back in the late 90s and early 2000s, and I had a client who told me that he was embarrassed by someone who didn't know proper etiquette for panhandling. So I wrote this poem for him. I was embarrassed, he told me, about a man flying his help needed sign. It's hard enough with things being the way they are out here in the streets, between the cracks, mashed into the indentations of lunchtime walkers' sneakers, where we are banished because our lives have holes that sift our dreams that drip through our fingers, slide down the curb into the city sewers to be eaten by alligators we read about as children. I was embarrassed, he said. And there I stood, trying not to look homeless, because he was too drunk to panhandle properly. So we had a chuckle over that, because I did not know that there was an etiquette for panhandling until he told me. Our first performers are going to be Amber Porter Dean and Mike Dean. They're going to be doing a dance called Cry. Cry explores the struggle of trying to maintain a path of normalcy and sobriety against losing oneself to addiction. Even after losing everything, we can be made whole again. We can find ourselves once more. We can find a way home. take it home. You ain't alone. Just let me be your ticket home. Give them another round of applause. Thank you. Next up is C-Note, and he will be doing spoken word. C-Note is a lyricist, poet, writer, producer, and publisher of an independent music entity, Black Pearl Diamonds. And he has a summer release coming up in 2016. Stay tuned. C-Note.
I'll take this one. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? This piece I'm going to do, I wrote specifically for this event for Deborah. Homelessness comes in many forms. It's not just about a building. So open up your heart and your spirit. Where the sun sets upon shade. Shades of me. Which sides do you show pity to when empathy is all that is warranted for me? Are the only signs of your judgmental stares that pierce through the closure of your lips and pass me by on the streets? Yes, judge me. Simply your closed mouths and displaced grunts of objection. How can you look my way and not see me? Past my clothing, past my pride of pain. Do you really see me? I carry 2 degrees, working my bones off for years for unknown mouths that I have to feed, but still you think you know me, but you don't see me. Smiling all day, I'm praying for many while I'm sleeping for days on the streets. Because I'm no longer allowed in my own home just to rest my soul and find some level of peace. In this haze, I'm lost. Tell me, can you see me? These are just building blocks of my life that carry fundamental needs that I am only required to give, they say. But I guess you forget my needs too, that I need to receive. Can you see me? I am restless. I am thinking. I am no longer one piece. I'm just pieces spread apart while you see you're ripping my flesh without the material things that I share and give to you freely. Yet I still survive. However, without your love, I am but brick and mortar. So tell me, can you see me? I am full of treasures, but without appreciation for my life, this vessel is but a house. For it is now homeless without you. Tell me, can you see me? So I beseech you to fill each room of my being with your love, with your life, crashing each day with the benefit of your joy and your mercy, where one can always turn the key to enter and never be seen as beneath. Please, for the life of God, will you please just see me? See me. Now let the sun rise upon my shade and be once more in the radiance of your ceiling. And see this soul, because I see you. Now I'm home. No more trash like this paper that withers behind me. We are now sunshine.
Next we have Sheila Black. Now, Sheila I've known for many years now, and we have some things in common. We're both writers. We both have children who have schizophrenia, and we're both about the same age. Sheila Black is a local Tulsa poet who has been published in several academic journals and magazines. She has 2 sons, both of whom have experienced homelessness at every level. Over time, one of her sons, Sean, decided he would like to write and paint. His journey became more clear and stable, but still no answers for this painful predicament was found for him or his mother. So they both write. Sheila Black.
Bittersweet way. Yes, I have 2 sons who have schizophrenia. One's been homeless for almost 20 years, and I haven't talked to him in about 7 or 8. But the other one came back home, and as I asked her to read, he started writing and painting. And what I want to say about that, because the poems I'm going to read are his poems, not mine. I've written several filled with angst and sadness and self-pity. However, the ones he writes really speaks the reality of the situation to me, because one of his main problems is communication. But he comes in with me, we go to the bookstore all the time, and when he gets in the car, he starts talking. And he talks, and he talks, and he talks. And one day I was listening to his talkathon, because it helps me to listen sometimes. And I said, well, why don't you write something? Because I was about to, hit him, because he wouldn't stop talking. And I was going, hey, write something. And so he did. He wrote me a poem. And there's 2 here that he wrote, actually, and I'm going to read them. One is called Fear, response to a conversation about fear, and that is what we were talking about. So I told him to write that. So here goes. Whatever. I could always create the positive. When one thinks of the ropes and coils of fear, one immediately becomes a squiggle of lightning in the royal sky. Whether the corner of bread be rough or smooth, friend, as a pie, beautiful or comfortable, kept inside with dumb giggling, I will only be forever in your bonnet of mentality. And that was his thoughts about fear. The other one is called Sean's Poem at the Village Inn After an Argument About Nothing. Give me my no-nonsense 4-credit bag of suburban home overviews, and my bag of car key alliances while you say yes. I am a card-carrying member in my physically emotional keyless entry with a domino effect of a pyramid's lovely hour. Don't hold my folder of failure full of oven waste. I am wonderfully hopeless. Sean Black. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila, for sharing that. Next is Robin. Robin Butt. And I asked Robin for a bio, and here's what she said. I started writing in 2013, and I have 482 poems. Robin?
my cardboard house. My house has 3 walls and a roof, but rain can still get through. My house isn't big, it is small, only to cover my top half, and that's all. My feet and legs hang out my box. When it rains, I get wet, along with my socks. My cardboard house gets wet during the day, so I throw it away. My house is now gone. Another cardboard house comes along. There I can live, quiet as a mouse. I love my cardboard house.
Thank you. This is hard for her to get up and share her work in front of everyone, and I really appreciate her agreeing to come and do this for me. Did GK arrive?
Huh?
Yeah. GK? Nope. Okay. I don't have a problem with it. I just, for me, I'm like, okay, it'll all work out. Whatever happens was meant to happen, we'll be fine. Okay. I wasn't feeling that way before earlier, but once I get up here, this is home. So. This is another poem that I wrote while when I was working at the day center, and I had a client who I was continually trying to help, and she had some addiction issues, and she was really, really in a bad way. And this is what poem for her. Her mother and her aunts assimilated with the help of alcohol or sex or church. None of these has helped her forget that she is Ponca. No one has allowed her to speak her own way, taught her to write her own words. She lives under the overpass with Tommy, who is Osage and beats her, but keeps her from being raped sometimes when he is not in jail. They share spray paint when they can get it, automobile fluids when they can't. She forgets to eat, to shade herself from the sun, is more afraid of words than dying. Someone tells me she has been high for 4 days, an open 24 hours receptacle for any man who comes. I find her lying on the grass, stoned from huffing, staring at the sun, trying to remember what it is that she is supposed to forget. We're going to take a brief intermission, be about 15 minutes. The bar will be open, cash bar, help yourself to refreshments, and then we'll get started again after that. Now with this intermission, this will be the only time that you'll be able to refresh your drinks or get drinks if you didn't have a chance to get drinks earlier, because after that the bar will be closed, so help yourself. Welcome back from wherever you were with the intermission. This next piece is Starla Poetic Fire, who's one of my girls. She's one of my many surrogate daughters. And I've known her since she really was, middle school? Starla? Middle school? Or when? 6th grade. Yeah. She's one of my girls. Was at my house all the time. And Starla is a poet, theater, and art major who works in Tulsa Public School. She currently enjoys living in the Tulsa area with her husband and 3 of their 6 children. and advocating for the prevention of domestic violence and children's protection. And so we're now going to see Starla's performance piece, Do You See Me?
Walking through this world uninhibited and thinking that the world of society owes us something. Wishing they cared for us. Not that I'm something beautiful to look at or something rich and on display in an art gallery of fearlessness and beauty, but my depth art enigma, one that you will not take time to even discover or figure out. Why can't they see me? Really see me? Do you see me? Really see me? Why can't they? Careers are made and jobs are given and time is taken and the world takes and takes and takes until emotionally you break and break and break. Judgment comes across you like a religion that washes over fear, contentment, anger, and pity. But there's no real compassion until you really see. Some time ago, my journey was that of splendor and laughter and love and frolicking until my mind betrayed me, and some days it just ran together in ways that my vision could not comprehend. And other days, I couldn't stand on my own. Mothers bring children into the world for the best of reasons, thinking that promises will be made and given and granted that they can have better than what you had. And sometimes you start that way, and your children are judged for what you don't have. It's not about a cardboard box or a shopping cart being pushed through a parking lot. It's not about a home that travels or struggling to protect you from all you've got. It's about the person beyond the illness, beyond the struggle, beyond the fear. It's about you and them and connecting and being real. Sharing hope, sharing a word, keeping a promise, a small visit, a hello, a look without contempt or fear. It's about being seen. It's about compassion. You really see me. They really see me.
daughter Starla, my granddaughter Rebecca.
And fear, empathy, pity, and compassion. Thank you, ladies.
Next we have Lola Rose, who's going to be doing spoken word. Lola Rose is a Tulsa native with a passion for spoken word. She attends Street School of Tulsa and is a second semester senior on the fast track of graduation in December. Lola has endured many struggles through her life, but believes that the worst things make her the best person. Lola will be doing her piece, Couch Cushion Paradise. Taller than you, Deborah. There are 5 basic rules to being a transient roommate. Step 1, pack light, 3 bags tops. Too many things will make them feel crowded and wonder if you think this is permanent. Step 2, learn to always take a shower last, because hot water is a commodity you can't afford. Step 3, ask before you touch, sit, look at, eat, open, shut, pick up, move, turn off, turn down, turn on, turn up, because remember, none of this is yours. Step 4, always clean, even if it's not your mess, because everyone loves a free maid, and it might just give you a chance to stay a little while longer. Step 5, never get too attached. These people have no obligations to you, and one day you could be having a household meeting letting you know it's time for you to move on. 14. That's how old I was when I first discovered the harsh realities of homelessness. I found myself broken, confused, and afraid, every inch of my being altered. Every Christmas present, postcard, and piece of artwork stripped away to the bare necessities. It's crazy to think my entire life was able to shrink down into 3 boxes and a suitcase because Mom didn't accept the fact that I was gay. So I bounced around, house to house, friends, aunts, cousins, all with a different reason why I couldn't stay. I've been through a few shelters and slept under too many overpasses to count. Somehow managing to struggle through school. Thinking back, I realized just how many times I slept under the bleachers so I could make it to class on time. I've spent the last 4 years of my life with a mouthful of broken teeth from biting my tongue. Every day reminded that this isn't my home because my name isn't on a piece of paper and I have no blood ties here. Just a few people who felt sorry enough to let me crash on their couch. No matter how much rent I give or how many groceries I buy, I am still unwelcome, an intruder, a wrench in the machine, a nuisance to their everyday life. I've scraped my knees too many times praying to a God I'm not sure I believe in. And yet there still seems to be a demon in this so-called safe haven of couch cushion, metal spring, and loose change. I have to stop searching for my salvation between the wall and entertainment center because so far I've found nothing but dust bunnies and cable wires. And no, I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I'll end up, but I know it can't be too much further away. Thank you. Thanks, Lana. Next, we'll have a dance by Rachel Bruce Johnson and Jessica Collier. It's called Bag Children, and let me tell you a little bit about it. Bag Children is a duet acknowledging the reality of homelessness as a result of aging out of the foster system. And I just want to say a little bit here because this is something that a lot of people do not think about when they think about people being homeless. That when someone is in the foster system and they turn 18, they have aged out. That means quite often they are put out at the age of 18. And when I worked at the day center, we had people who were dropped off on their 18th birthday. This piece, Bag Children, states, Rachel said that she is the founder of the Bell House and has worked as a dancer, choreographer, and video artist for various companies around the U.S. and abroad. And Jessica Collier, trained under Roman Polanski. Where did that come from? Roman Jasinski. Sorry. She trained under Roman Jasinski and Allison Pringle of the Tulsa Ballet, as well as Amy McIntosh, Robbie Stafford, and Chelsea Pirtle. And one of the things that Rachel wanted to say about this is more than 1/4 of the 1,639 youths who aged out of the Oklahoma Child Welfare System during the years 2009 through 2013 went on to experience some form of homelessness, from couch surfing to living on the streets to living in a shelter. So here we have Bag Children.
Feel free to stand.
Thank you, Rachel and Jessica. Thank you. I just wanted to say a couple more things. When we talk about people who are panhandling on the streets, and we know that there are news stories all the time about people who are panhandling who are not actually homeless. And so one of the things that I personally do and that I usually recommend to people who are worried about handing out money, one is if you give money, you know, it's none of your business what they do with it after. That's number one. You know, it's like, oh, they're gonna go do drugs, they're gonna drink alcohol or whatever. But once you hand the money over, if you're giving it to them as out of the goodness of your heart, it's none of your business where it goes after they get it. That's my personal take on it. The second thing is, if you're worried about giving money, what I do is I make up packets that I carry in my car. And I will put in those like Ziploc bags, granola bars, juice boxes, a pair of socks, toiletries, and I will hand those out. There are some people who carry, in the summer they carry ice chests in their car with bottles of water, so they can hand out cold water. Some of the things that I also recommend is if you want to get gift cards at places to eat, McDonald's, Burger King, places like that, so people can have a hot meal. Those are just things that, you know, throw out there to think about if you really want to help somebody who's homeless, but you're not sure whether or not they really are homeless. And if they accept what you've given them, then you know that they are. One of the things I like to point out is, you know, sometimes people make judgments, you know, you hear people all the time saying, oh, get a job. But who's gonna hire someone who hasn't been able to shower all winter? Someone who doesn't have an address? Someone who can't change clothes regularly? Someone who sleeps outside by a wood fire? So, you know, people are yelling, get a job, get a job. Nobody's gonna hire them. So that's something to think about. I talked to someone one time who was saying, yeah, you know, they throw their coats out on the ground, and you know, somebody could use that coat. Who could use that coat if they've been sleeping in it all winter? And you know, nobody has money for dry cleaning. And when someone throws a coat away, it's because they don't have a way to carry it throughout the summer and no place to keep it. So they have to throw it away until next winter when they hope they can get another coat. So those are just things that I just want to throw those out there, because these are things that people of privilege do not think about. And when I say privilege, I don't mean wealthy. If you have a job and a house, you're privileged. Our next performance is going to be Fatodi. And Fatodi does spoken word, and he had won the last poetry slam that was here. So he got that nice trophy. When I was doing the slams, they didn't have nice trophies like that. And we didn't get money either. So you are privileged. So Fatodi's piece is called The Walk Home. He says, if home is where the heart is, then society is just as homeless as the vagabonds that we ignore, if we don't have the heart to help them. Fatodi.
Thank you, Deborah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Fatodi Mshairi. My understanding of the show is awareness for homelessness, and to give the artists, some artists who may have had experience being homeless at some point, their opportunities to share their stories. And part of my story is, it's not as bad as I've seen, but when I was in college, I'm a graduate of Langston University. I had the bright idea of not living in the dorms and saving that $800 for my meal ticket so I can get my own apartment and live off campus. I didn't think it ahead because we don't get the refunds until the end of the semester. So I ended up living in my car. And part of what stands out with me, besides just the hardship of not having a home or a bed to go to, was the trickling of people at the end of the day going home. And I knew that they were going home, and I had no place to go. And every time I drive by those underpasses and go by those underpasses, I think about the people who are living there as they're watching the cars go by, they're watching people go home and knowing that they have no place to go. We have to do something about this as a society. And this is a true story. If a homeless person earnestly prays for better days, yet still wakes up wallowing in woes with no safe place to stay, does she really make a sign? As irony and I placidly passed through the underpass on my way home, the stench that blanketed the homeless man like a shroud of please judge me reached my olfactory senses about 5 paces before I actually reached him. He smelled like decomposing, shattered dreams, a smidgen of pessimism, a hot mess, and a heavy dose of get a job, asshole. Now, being a starving artist living gig to gig, some of us can relate to being just one bad break away from being that homeless person reeking of underachievement under the underpass, or one fed up loved one away from being kicked out on your disrespectful audacity. And since karma has a knack for force-feeding you dishes of kismet from your own volition's kitchen, I cooked up a delicious batch of compassion and offered the gentleman my cold bottle rations on that balmy spring day. He emphatically shook his head no, as if I had asked him if he wanted a few more burdens to go along with the millstone of misery that he was already bearing. He declined my liquid benevolence because the last time he accepted a drink of water from a good Samaritan, he ended up with a mouthful of sadistic asshole urine, a black eye, and a busted whatever it is that causes a man to pee blood after he's been repeatedly kicked in the stomach simply for being homeless, even though he is mentally ill and has absolutely no idea of where home is. And I promised him that I would not cry. And he promised to take just one drink so that he would not die, and I promised that he was also dry. I was vicariously thirsty for him. But I could no more drink a drink to quench his thirst than I could unthink his unthinkable reality that his family and friends and society have abruptly ended the game of hot potato, just left him smoldering and blending into the backdrop of hell on earth like a godforsaken chameleon. If you look at a bump, you'll become morally accountable, so just pretend that you don't see him. We say as we drive by in our motorized indulgence, pretending not to remember that that so-called bum is somebody's daughter or son, and so what if he or she buys a bottle of coping mechanism with your spare change? When the rest of society has a cocktail to wash the woes away, we hypocrites call it happy hour. But some homeless people haven't had a happy hour in years. And that almost brings me to tears. But I promised him that I would not cry. If he answered just one question, he said, okay. I said, do you have faith? He said, yes. And I said, why? He said, because I applied for a new life. And I'm expecting to hear back from God anytime now. Did he send you? Yes. Yes, he did.
We have one more performer who is not on the list because he's my future son-in-law, and they just came into town, and I saw him sneak in, and so he's a little nervous, but I told him that Tulsa crowds are really nice people.
Yeah.
So come on up, Sean.
How y'all doing?
Awesome.
I need my shades because of the glare. Alright, so this is another true story about a woman that I knew, I grew up with, and the end result, she's doing really good today. So, hold up. Still a little nervous, right? I ain't been in front of a crowd in a minute. All right, deep breath.
There you go.
I got a couple of them.
Excellent. We're not ready to go home.
Huh?
We're not ready to go home.
Oh, y'all not ready to go home? I'm trying to think of this beginning because I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do first. I'm like, it's kind of messing with me right now, but shedded tears when she left. My child's mother put to rest. Now the real test manifests, so I'm stressed. Because I got to be strong up in this cruel world. I'm all alone and I got to raise my little girl. Shedded tears when I left the gravesite. I swore to God that a daughter would be raised right. A single man without a mother's instincts. Think about what's best for her and do the things I wish my father would have did for me. When he left, he don't know what he did to me. But I survived, grew up, became a man, stood up and took a stand. I still can use a hand. I like that. I'm trying to, I did a little piece for my mother-in-law earlier, but I can't even think of the beginning of it right now.
Just sing it and you'll remember it.
All right. All right.
Sing the hook. And then
All right. All right, here we go. Hold on. I'm kind of.
He's really a rapper, and he was
Yeah,
telling me
and I'm
I
just
can't
trying
do it without my music.
First you said, sure you can.
Music's in your head, too.
All right, that's in my head. I can't really think of it.
Yeah, you will. Sing
All right,
the
give me
hook.
like 1 minute. Just gonna look at all
We've
y'all.
got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time.
All right.
Say the hook and then you'll remember the first verse.
Yeah, the hook. I know you.
All right. The hook is, girl, you can rise again. Spread your wings, you can fly again. You can try again. Anything you choose to do, count on me, I'll be here for you. I can't really think of the beginning now.
Play it.
All right, start in the middle. All right, just the middle. Used to be a role model to our young black women. Be all that you can was the message you were sending. And now that your hook, positivity is ending. Life without hope with a death sentence pending, descending. You had plans to prevail, no possessions, now your body is for sale. For every young male that can poison your system, you had a baby girl, now would you tell me who's the victim? You're still a black queen, know what I mean? You had dreams, you're hooked for life or so it seems. It's never too late for you to change, cause you have to. It's your life story, so write the final chapter. That's the second verse. All right.
Good one.
third verse. See, once I say the third verse, I'll probably get back to the first verse. Third verse. All you need is someone to care, someone to be there. I won't let you down, baby, I swear. If you need, he there. To support you in a struggle, if you need to be held, I'ma hug you. You gon' get through this, baby, we can do this. Every step you take, I'ma help you. True this. Cause I remember when I thought that I was nothing, you told me I was something. Said there's a better way, stop hustling. Tables turn, I learned because of you to stand firm and legally earn. Thank you, girl, for your concern, assist you any way I can because I miss you. I'm up, you're down, I won't dismiss you. You was a 10, I stress love, support to help my friend, so show them all rise again. And I still can't thank you.
That's my daughter, Erica. She's my oldest, and my grandson had major surgery yesterday, and so they came up from Texas for that. We think he's going to be okay.
Yay.
I thought I had one last poem to close with, but it looks like I forgot to put it in. No, there it is. This is my last poem. She writes poems on the backs of envelopes that hold collection notices, on brown paper towels from the shelter bathroom, undonated loose leaf from the reception desk with borrowed pencils and pens. She writes poems and she waves at me when I come in the door. Look, she says, I still write all the time like you told me to. I give her a smile, hug her, say, I am proud, wonder what good I actually did. She's still here, still homeless, still addicted, still in denial, but still, she writes poems. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone who helped pull this together. Thanks for everyone who came tonight. Thanks for everyone who performed. And thanks for my friends for manning the door and helping take the money. And I hope that you guys don't have too far to walk to get back to your cars. Thank you.
Thank you.